This is the Ohm's law practice problems. So we're gonna look at this equation here, and the equation is the relationship between the current in a wire or in some kind of conductor, the voltage, and the resistance. So I is our symbol that stands for current, and it's measured in amps or amperes, which is abbreviated with an A. So current is measured in amps. Volts or voltage is measured in volts, abbreviated with a capital V, and resistance is measured in ohms, which is spelled like this, and it's symbolized with that Greek letter right there. Remember that any equation that has three variables can be put into this kind of triangle to give us a visual reminder of how these three variables relate to each other. So if we were trying to solve for voltage, it would equal current times resistance. If we were to solve for voltage, it would equal current times resistance. If we were trying to solve for current, it would equal voltage over resistance, or voltage divided by resistance. If we were trying to solve for resistance, it would be equal to voltage over current, or voltage divided by current. Like that. So we'll do a couple of these together as an example. First one, what is the current in a 10-volt circuit if the resistance is 2.00 ohms? So look at the equation, or look at the problem and look and see what givens are in here and what are we trying to solve for. So it says, what is the current? That's what we're trying to solve for, is the current in a 10-volt circuit. So that's our voltage. Voltage equals 10.0 volts. If the resistance is 2.00 ohms, so that's our resistance. What are we trying to solve for? And so what's our equation? If we're trying to solve for current, we want it set equal to current. And current is equal to voltage over resistance. So voltage over resistance. Once I have listed my givens, I've written down which equation I'm going to use, I can plug these givens into the equation. So solving for current, voltage is 10.0 volts over 2.00 ohms. 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5 amps. Current is going to be 5 amps. We'll do one more together. These ones are all current, so we already solved for current, so let's look at what voltage. Right here, number 6 on the back. So what voltage is required to move 2 amps through 5.5 ohms? So what voltage is required, that's what we're trying to solve for, is the voltage, is required to move 2 amps, that's our current, through a resistance of 5.50 ohms, that's our resistance. So if we're trying to solve for voltage, our equation is going to be, I'm going to flip it over and check back on the triangle. I'm trying to solve for voltage. Voltage is going to be equal to current times resistance. Equal to current times resistance. Listed my givens. I've written down the equation I'm going to use. It's already set equal to the thing I want to solve for. So then I am going to plug these givens into the equation. Current is 2.00 amps times resistance is 5.50 ohms. Do the math on that. 2 times 5.5 is going to be 11 volts is what it's measured in. So there's 2 of them. The rest of them you're solving again for voltage, solving for voltage. Make sure you're answering these questions too about comparing, hey, if we see these sorts of trends in current or in voltage or in resistance, what's happening to the other variables? And then we've got questions about resistance here.